Hello, this is Half Clover, and today we are talking about how we made Back in August. It's currently unreleased, but Friday, February 21st, I'm pretty sure. Hopefully, might get the dates wrong, but whatever. This video is probably going to be posted just right before it anyways, but we are talking about how Back in August was okay, he's gone. How we did it, how I did it, how he did it, how the writing process went, how the concert performance went. It wasn't much. It was just a bunch of old people, but it's still something, right? And just like how we got the guitar part, how everything happened. So we're gonna be going over that. Nate, you wanna start and how we started with the guitar part, like all the guitar stuff, how we get the basics down, cause it wasn't Back in August at the start. It was something totally different.
Basically, it started with not even so sure of kind of what genre we wanted to go for. And once we figured out what the country genre, Nino just wrote down lyrics, and I just kind of tried to come up with a melody in my head and just throw down chords and just kind of see what sounded good. And then it kind of just grew from there.
Cool. Yeah, no. Some lore that he's missing real quick is that this song was actually supposed to be really Shiloh, Destiny Dynasty, whatever her name is, but it was supposed to be like that type of song, very kind of like sad and calm. But then I remade it into a beat and we sent it over to Quoia Estates, which is a Halifax, Nova Scotia artist, and she still hasn't responded. But she's busy, I think. Nate didn't like it. He didn't like it at all. He's like, I don't like my vocals. I don't like the lyrics. Like, it was a mess. But we wanted to use the guitar for something, so he switched up the guitar a little bit, and I made lyrics about something that happened with me and my girlfriend in August. Which, if you listen to the lyrics, you'll kind of get what happened. And he made those lyrics into something that he could also like flow to and figure out when it comes to singing, and change some of the lyrics up, which worked for the both of us. So yeah, that's kind of how the lyrics and the guitar and all the acoustic parts were made. But yeah, this was made probably, like, we finished this not even a week before performance that we were doing for exams. Yeah, it was day. It was day.
Or it wasn't even. I remember it was like a day and a half. I was still working on the lyrics like the day before.
It was a day before, and we didn't know what to do. So we had that, and we were really hoping that it would be good. And I don't really know piano, but I was playing piano for it, which is not in the original song, which is funny that I was playing it, but it's not even in the original, in the full version, right? But yeah, we had to have 3 songs. We had Let It Be by the Beatles, Quitter by Cameron Whitcomb, was it? Yeah? Is that how you say his name? And then we had this song, and yeah, we were not ready. We were not prepared, but people loved it. I'd honestly say it was the best performed song out of, how many people performed? It was probably like the whole class, so 25 people. People really liked this one. They really seemed to vibe out to it, and for a bunch of old people, that's pretty cool.
Whatever I say, I feel like an end up, and I know.
Yeah, so afterwards, we got a bunch of people, mainly our friends though, because, we're not huge. Can't act like we're huge when we're not. But like a bunch of our friends, they were like, dude, you gotta post this song. Like, we don't care about all your other songs. You gotta post this. Like, this is your next song. It wasn't our next song, but we slowly worked on it, and yeah, after a full day, did it take like a 1 session or 2 sessions?
We did it in, I thought we did it in, I think it was 1 actually.
Yeah, I might think we did all of it in 1 session. And yeah, I had it mixed, right? I had it ready, but it wasn't sounding right, and I was kind of annoyed. I was like, what the hell am I gonna do? Because I can't make this sound good. Like, I'm a producer, I'm an engineer, like, I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm more leaning to a producer. So what the hell? What is that? What did you click? Anyways, I didn't really know what I was gonna do, and how really to mix. I still don't really, but I tried my best, right? And it wasn't sounding the greatest. So the day before it was supposed to be posted, I said that it was delayed. And that night, I went and deleted all of my effects that I had on the vocals and redid it all. Now it sounds much better. So the version that's coming out and the version that will be shown at the end of this video will be the version that's posted. And with time, it's only going to get better. We're going to have more country songs coming soon, hopefully by the end, or
It's the beginning of a
by the
new.
beginning of the summer, right?
Yeah, it should be. It won't take too long. It's kind of that song is like the entryway into a
Yeah.
lot more like it.
We're gonna still play around with genres, but country is what we're gonna stick to for now. And sorry, we have so much more to come in the future. Sorry, this is gross. We have so much more to come in the future, and I really can't wait to get this all set up in our path. Anywho, yeah, that's how we made the song. That's the gist of it. It's not hard to make music. It's just you gotta really have the heart, soul, and maybe a little bit of talent. Any words of wisdom?
If you know what you want, it's really like it's so much easier to make music. If you like, even if you go into it not knowing, if you like really like put your mind to it and just do what you feel, really put it in a way you want it to sound, and not even for what other people want it to sound like, but like what you're feeling, it can really make good music. That's it.
All right, now time for the boring part. This is how I made the song. Alright people, so this is my whole mixing process of back in August. A lot of people who are watching this probably don't exactly know anything about mixing, but if you are those few who actually know what they're doing, yeah, you can watch this for tips, or you can even watch me to see how stupid I am for putting some of the effects that I do, because I am not professional. Do not make me your coach. Do not make me your teacher. I am not any of those things, and I will not help you most likely, but I might. If I do, then you know I deserve a split on your next song. So I'll show you how I mixed all of this, and it was hell, I do want to admit. I did not have fun doing this, but that's not what music is about. I have a passion in music, and a lot of people can't handle that. Anywho, so this is how I mixed the guitar. It was very simple, but I do know that I made a mistake now, but the song's already being posted. So never did this. But here's the guitar. Where's the bass in that guitar? Nowhere, because I cut off all the low end. Now, this was okay once the bass came in, right? This was fine. Oh shit. Because it filled out the low end. It's not okay in this first half, right? Because all we got is the vocals, which guess what I also did with the vocals? You guessed it, I cut out the low end. So it's very unbassy, which is fine. It's no huge deal. No one's gonna cry about it. No one's gonna be, this song sucks because there's no bass in the beginning, right? But you know, something to really grasp onto later, and when the album comes out, there's a lot of fixes that I may have to do to the song that I don't even know about yet. So let me just show you how I mix the guitar. So what I did was I added a sound goodizer, like you should, to literally every instrument, because sound goodizer helps you. I don't even know how it helps you. I just know it's a compressor and that it makes more energy. So sound goodizer, little EQ. Don't cut the low end. Unless you need to, and if you need to, that would mean a bassy thing, like literally a bass, or an 808, or a Reese, or something, you know what I mean? And then I added a limiter too, which I'd say you could put this before and after, or after the EQ. I don't know if there's any specific way you should, but I had it afterwards anyways. I think in the vocals I had it before though, but I don't think there's a big difference. There might be, but like I said, I'm not professional. But for the limiter, what I kind of did was I made it like a compressor, because if I just use the fruity compressor, let me pop this up real quick. I don't know what any of these knobs mean. It's so much easier to have a visual representation of what is going on. So for the guitar, I just made sure the louds weren't too loud and the quiets weren't too quiet, like you should with a compressor, because that's what compressors do. But now onto the vocals. Let's use what's a good part? Yeah, right here. So I added a sound goodizer, a limiter, compressor, and then I added this EQ, which what I did here was, let's say this little 4,000 hertz range right here. So I would get the 6, turn this down, this knob down on the way, boost it up. Listen. You can hear that little tingy. I don't know if you can over YouTube, but you might be able to. And I got all those harsh frequencies, so I did the same with the 5. So you can hear that too, and same with the 4. And then the other 2, I didn't really care to do that, because I have another EQ that kind of just cuts that out for the majority, so that's fine. So those 2 EQs do this. This one, it makes sure all the levels are kind of like, so there's more energy, right? And I just cut out the low end. And then fresh air what that does is just makes your vocals more high end and more fresh air. Literally, like, it sounds like fresh air. This plugin does a very good job of doing how it sounds, but I'll do it before and after. You can't notice it at all unless you know what it changes, but it does change something. You can hear it if there's no other effects, but actually, yeah, I guess I could do that right now. Let me get rid of all the effects. Yeah, see, it makes it like brighter, more high end. But yeah, so this is with the effects, without the effects. And what I also did to the vocals, I sidechained this track, which has Soundly Place It, which helps you see what it sounds like on different types of things. So phone speaker, earbuds, walkie-talkies. Why would you be listening to music over walkie-talkies? I don't know, but it makes it so there's distortion, and I don't have to download another plugin that does distortion because I have this one. And so I have an EQ before it that cuts off the high end and the low end, and it just makes sure that the distortion is only working on the mid end, because if it was working on the whole thing, it would be very annoying, and you don't want that. So just made sure there was subtle distortion in the mid range, because it adds more oomph to his vocals. It adds more to the rasp that he has, right? So it's nice to have. It's a good thing to have. Without it, you can't notice it again, because you can't, but I can, okay? So that's all that matters. And then for the reverb, so that I also sidechained the reverb, as you should. I also had delay, whatever, EQ. I EQ'd it so it's only the mid-range, again, because if it's the high and low, that will make it sound muddy. If it's low and high, it'll just I don't know, it's just annoying. So that's basically all for that. And the bass, what did I do for the bass? Let's see. The bass, I just added a little limiter. You don't want to add too much limiter or compressor to bass, because then it will start sounding really gross and dirty, and like that. Then for the drums, so what we did was actually kind of pretty cool. We shut up my Shure microphone on the snare, and then we got his E8010 and did everything else and connected both of them to my Scarlett interface. And so what that did was make sure we had a loud snare mic, and the rest of the stuff was mic'd up. So the E8010 mics up the whole drum kit, but it doesn't do a very good job with the snare, right? So we had this guy. And so that just made sure that the snare was loud, and as you can hear, the snare might even be too loud, but cry about it. But what I did was I had a little EQ going, made sure everything sounded good. Sound goodizer, limiter. Don't do the limiter too much on the drums, again, because it just doesn't sound good. So I just did a little bit because it was peaking, and then I had a separate track for the kick because he wanted the kick to sound airy. I still don't know what that means, but I'm gonna trust him on that process. So yeah. So now we are on to the chorus. That was the chorus. Now we are on to the guitar solo. So Nate had a clever idea. Let's do a guitar solo, because why wouldn't we? That's a sick idea. I would love to do that. So we did do that, and this is the first guitar, and we doubled it with the second guitar. So and then doubled sounds like just a little bit of the low end there. It's really nice. So that's nice. And then with the whole thing, he added some hardcore drums on that, because he's a very good drum player. And then all together, right, pretty cool, pretty well. But yeah, so let's go over to the master and how I mastered it. Mastering is quite easy, and the faster you do it, the better. So what I did was I right-clicked on the master track. I went File, and then I just did General Purpose Mastering 4, because that one sounds the best in my opinion. The rest sound like dookie. Don't do it unless you want to. But yeah, so I noticed a little mistake, and that was the vocals were louder or quieter here. They were good level here, but then they were too loud in the second chorus. So I just duplicated it. Nate doesn't know, but he doesn't need to know. So what mastering does is it just makes everything louder, makes everything so that it's ready, and just adds more energy to everything. So it just like it's gonna be actually much louder. Let's see. So everything sounds good. Everything sounds loud. And if you look at the loudness meter, everything should be in between -9 and -6, which it is. But yeah, so pretty cool, pretty nice. If it's anything below that, it might be a little too quiet, and if it's anything above that, it will hurt you. So you don't want that. This is the final version. This is why we delayed it. This is the good version. This is why we delayed it, right? So I'll do a back to back and see what you guys can hear about it, but just listen to the vocals mainly. So, as you can hear, this top one is very... So, okay. Let me give you a little bit of a thing here. Let's say I'm talking from over here. You're going to hear all the air, you're going to hear my voice traveling, right? And there's going to be more reverb on that, and you don't want that. So that's going to sound like the number version 9 right there. And then once I get up close, I sound better, right? I'm right up close. It sounds tighter. Even if I'm at this tight, fist away, it's still gonna sound like I'm far away, and that's where mixing comes in. This is why we don't like that. And Nate was probably this close to the microphone when he was recording, and it still sounded like this, right? But now that I mixed it, it makes him sound like he was closer. It sounds like he was the mic, you know what I mean? It sounds like he is the mic. His mic is inside of his stomach or something. You know what I mean? That's kind of gross, but you get the point. So, so he sounds tighter, right? He sounds like, more into it. But anyways, yeah, this is just what I wanted to show you guys. If you're interested, that's cool. So yeah. I guess I can show you the version 2. I guess this was like one of the first versions. If you want to hear it, let's do it now. See, vocals were too loud, stuff was going on, but now at version 12, 10 versions later, it sounds better. You gotta admit, you might, it's just good. It's just good, okay? So anyways, that's where I'm gonna end off the video. Thank you guys. If you got this far, you probably didn't. You probably just quit halfway through the interview, but it's okay. So, bye-bye, everyone.